for the whole of the graduations. Please know that when the procession enters the hall, we are all going to be required to stand and remain standing till after such time that this gathering is declared a legal gathering of the University of Limpopo. No one is going to be here to ask you to take to your seats. Please just take to your seats, and then we will have the opening prayer. When the choir leads us in the various songs, during graduations, you are allowed to stand and sing along and dance your heart out. Are you able to do that? Towards the end, the choir will lead us in the national anthem. That's our closing prayer. You are all going to be required to take to your feet. No one is going to be standing here to request you to take to your feet. Remain standing. After the national anthem, this gathering will be dissolved by the Vice Chancellor. After that, this procession will file out of the hall, followed by our graduates. Parents, guests of the institution, you will be requested to remain standing till our fellow employees or fellow usherers in the hall are going to show you which doors to use. We do have emergency doors. They will show you where the emergency doors are in case we need to use them. We will also use the door that's been used by the procession as an emergency door. Please know that during graduations, the ceremony itself, we are not expected to take pictures. Gordon Harris Company are the people who are allowed to take pictures in the hall, and any other person from marketing and communication and any other publication that is permitted by the marketing and communication to do such in the hall. Pictures by parents, spouses, siblings will be taken outside of the hall, not inside. Again, I know that from Gordon Harris, they have informed you which way to look for or which way to look at for pictures to be taken. The one on my extreme right, you should look at the one at the extreme right when you are at this mat. When you get to the registrar when he's hooding you, please look at this one, which will be on my left side, this one. Don't make him work hard by dragging you to face that camera. It is your day. Have fun, sing along. Batswadi, ke letsatsi la lena. Ge ba thoma ba tsena, re kopa lo emelleng lo nne lo emeletse go fitlhella ba re kopano e ke molaong ya University ya Limpopo. Ge ba fetsa go rialo, re dula fatshe. Ga gona motho o tlilong go nna mo a lo bolella gore lo dule fatshe. Choir e tla nne re eta pele ka dipina tsa graduations. Mafelelong go ya mafelelong ba tle go re eta pele ka national anthem. Ge ba opela national anthem, ga gona motho o tlile go emang ka mo pele mo a lo kopa go emelela. Re kopa lo emeleleng ka nako eo. Lo nne lo emeletse jalo go fitlhelela ba phatlalatsa kopano e, morago ba ba leng ka mo ba tlilo go tswa ba sala morago ke di aloga tsa rona. A ke ra kwana ga re mo legunga kere maAfrika re tseba go keteka kere ge ba bolela re tlilo go mola re a tseba re tlilo didimala ge ile gore o reta ngwana gago o mo rete gannyanenyana fela o tsebe gore ba kaofela bone ba botlhe ba tlhoka go retiwa ke re le bona badimo ba bone le bone ba batla go utla maina a bone le direto tsa bone a kere eya so morete gannyanenyana ga e le sereto se se telele o ka ya o se feleletsa ko ntle gore o diragatse taelo e kry-ileng a kere okay go bontsha gore re ready re thabile a megolokwane e gona re a leboga re ready go thoma re kopa lo stopeng go tsenya bagolo gone yaanong re tla ba bulela morago ga thapelo ge choir e ntsha sefela after or chorus after thapelo ka gone procession e ya simolola e a thoma graduates akere you've been doing your thing in R40 you are allowed as well to do it here during the right times akere dance you owe no one nothing akere Hona lo tswa go negotiating for his or her degree. Show us that you haven't negotiated for it, you have worked at. It is your day, you are happy. You sing as well, you stand, and you do your thing. Be mindful of your neighbor. We've been informed that there is going to be someone otla go retang, but please note, my sister, we are not against you. It is time that dictates us not to call you in the morning. The morning sessions are very tight. Choir, re kopa re emeleng, please take to your feet. Let us all take to our feet. Ere re emeleng re a simolla gone yaanong. Congratulations and enjoy your day.
Gautiamus incitur, juvenestum sumus, by virtue of the authority vested in me, I constitute this gathering as a lawful congregation of the University of Limpopo.
Kingdom greetings, South Africa, in Jesus' name. This morning, we give you, our triune God, the glory as we present before you the efforts and achievements of men and women the University of Limpopo has produced and are now ready to serve our nation. Our prayers to you, our Lord and Redeemer, is that they shall serve you out of the integrity of their hearts and with skillful hands, thus ultimately serving South Africa according to your will. At the same time, we identificationally repent as both the ecclesia and the university, in humility and in shame. Because while we celebrate the cream of this university's efforts, the scum also from our university are dominating the state capture report. They are sinking the state-owned enterprises and the local governments. And from time to time, the verdict falls on them, namely, not fit to hold office. Today's graduates, avail yourselves to God the Holy Spirit so that you may crowd out the scum by intensifying the moonlight you find in the marketplace with the brightness of the sun, and the light of the sun into 7 times brighter, like the light of 7 days in one. Usher in the great moment of grace, as through you, the Lord of the universe will begin to heal South Africa. Grant, our Father, our prayers in Jesus' name, and so shall it be.
Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Mohalo, Mr. Panderani Neforobodwe, Chairperson of Council, Advocate Bongo, Member of Council, Mr. Mansu, Member of our Alumni and Convocation Association, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Partnerships, Professor Singh, the Registrar, Professor Masha, the Dean of Students, Dr. Masipa, Archbishop Dr. Khatudi Khomu, who led us in prayer, Mr. Make, the SRC Deputy President, members of the University of Limpopo Management, including here executive deans of faculty, directors of school, heads of department, research professors, directors of school and other support services, academics and support staff, the university choir under the leadership of Prof. Matsibatlela, guests of honor who are our graduates today, parents, guardians, and sponsors of the guests of honor, friends, and colleagues. Abshane, Ndi Macheroni, Tobel. On behalf of the University of Limpopo, I wish to extend a hearty welcome to all the dignitaries, graduates, family members, and parents. In other words, vatswadi varina, vabebi vashu, vatswari vahina, and of course, academic and support staff present here this morning. Mr. Chancellor, also allow me, on behalf of the university, to extend a special word of welcome to the following individuals who have graced this occasion by their presence this morning. And once again, we would like to acknowledge the presence of Chairperson of Council, Mr. Panderani Neforobodwe, who is seated in front here. We'll also like to acknowledge the presence of Archbishop Khatudi Khomu from Khayo Communities International. We'll also like to acknowledge the presence of the SRC Deputy President, Mr. Make. We'll also like to acknowledge once again the presence of Mr. Mansu, representing the Alumni and Convocation Association of the university. We'll also like to acknowledge the presence of Advocate Bongo, who is also a council member. Not forgetting Ms. Malevo Mukoni, our former colleague, a retired social work lecturer. And lastly, we'll also like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. M.W. Mamabulo, representing Mushate Wamankweng. To all our guests and the audience, thank you so much for being present to celebrate with us the achievements of this large group of graduates who have completed their studies at the University of Limpopo. To our students, without any doubt, you are and have been dedicated to your studies, and you are also extremely brilliant. You are the group that were hit hard by COVID-19. But you told yourselves that COVID-19 or no COVID-19, you are not going to abandon your studies. All this commitment stood you in good stead. Of course, the support that you received from university staff, your parents, and relatives such as Wokuku, Worahulu, Womalume, Worahadi, Vatswala, Varatu, Livahomana, the Haijedi cannot be taken for granted. As a result, here you are today, ready to graduate. Just take a look at yourselves. You are all well dressed because you are all wearing beautiful suits and beautiful dresses. Look at those shoes with high heels. The Cinderella shoes are already encouraging you to come up the stage. In our township lingo, we would say, jealousy down. Tell the graduate next to you, at least for today, that, hey, you look so stunning. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, this morning's graduation is the third of the 13 ceremonies that make up our autumn graduations. At this morning's graduation ceremony, the university will confer 304 undergraduate degrees in the Faculty of Humanities for the following programs: Bachelor of Education Senior Phase, FET, Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase, and lastly, Bachelor of Social Work. Once more, you are all very welcome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Nakent.
The Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Mahlo Mokhalong, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Teaching and Learning, Prof. Richard Madadzi, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Partnership, Professor Jessica Sin, the Registrar, Prof. Kwena Masha Malumiarna, the Dean of Students, Dr. Muchaki Masipa, Executive Deans of Faculties, Directors of Schools, academic staff and members of Senate, council members present, and most importantly, our graduates together with their guardians and parents. Allow me to pass my humble and sincere greetings to you all this beautiful morning at the great and historical Unkhuputiti Hall amid intellectuals. Standing before you is the SRC Deputy President, Mr. Floyd Make. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear graduates, since today is your very, very special day, before I can go into my speech, I want to do this one with you. Wake up, Mr. West, Mr. West, Mr. Fresh, Mr. Pai, so impressed. I mean, did you see the Rosie Perez, and yes, Belly Pass, and he never class. This is my dissertation, homie. This thing is basic. Welcome to graduation. Good morning. On behalf of the SRC and the entire student populace, we rise to congratulate you on this occasion of your milestone achievement. We know and understand that this was never an effortless walk in the park. You had to sacrifice a lot and invest more. Today, your families and communities are proud of you, as we are as your most progressive leadership. To say we are inspired is an understatement. It is an honor and privilege to have walked this journey together with you. One can't help it but to shout, forever Lena. Because even under difficult circumstances, you never attempted to say, Telelen poison ife. I'm not a pastor, neither am I a prophet, but I know Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I'm here to reaffirm this to you that our good Lord knows the plans He has for you and the plans to prosper you. In wishing you all the best for your future endeavors, I wish to urge you not to forget where you come from. Do not forget this institution, which, when many institutions rejected you, it gave you a chance to prove your potential. Never forget these lecturers, your HODs, directors, dean, and all who contribute to the healthy functioning of this institution. Pray for them and pray for your next chapters of your life. You will remember that we meet at a time where our institution has just advertised a post calling for the capable candidates to fill in the shoes of the incumbent vice chancellor and principal. To think this large group of graduates could be the last generation to be conferred this respective qualification by the incumbent after serving the institution selflessly so for many years, not only leaves us in dismay, but challenges me and you fellow graduates to go and further our studies, gain enough knowledge and experience, then come back and take our institution forward. In your respective jobs, which some are yet to attain and others have already attained, think and pray for our institution. Pray that your sons and daughters, when they come here, they get graced with a leader such as the one we have now. Mr. Chancellor, I would like to give you your flowers while time still permits. We are amongst few institutions that have been blessed beyond measures by having a vice chancellor like you. This is one of the few institutions that majority of our students are studying without having funding, because you make it possible for a black child to get access to free and quality education. So it will be very much for me to conclude that you know and understand the struggle of a black child. If it was up to me and my collective, we will wish to have you for another term and even many, many terms to come, because you are mukoni. Mr. Chancellor, when I see these students here smiling, it's because of you. We don't only know you as the Vice Chancellor, but we also know you as our father. Let our Father in heaven bless you with many years so that you can see this institution prospering. To our graduates, as you march towards your greener pastures, remember to read from Numbers chapter 6, verse 24 to 26, which reads as follows. The Lord bless you and make you the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Ke rata hore ke bolele mantswe a gore modimo a le tlhonolofatse Xikwembu xi mo katekisa batho ba o tswa kgole le kgauswi ke re mo leano ona ka nte le mo leano submita di-CV ja bolena ka moka modimo a ke emisele zo lawe mebereko le ikhumane le phase di-interview le kgone go supporta malapa a bolena, because your parents have sacrificed a lot for you to be here today. Also, when you got those things of jobs, don't forget where you come from, because many people have got this thing, or when they are fine in life, they forget their background. Your parents are the ones that matters the most. Before you can go out and try to impress your friends and stuff, think about your mother, think about your father, think about your siblings. May the good Lord bless Africa and her people. I thank you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor and the Principal of the University of Limpopo, Professor Mokhalong, the Deputy Vice Chancellor responsible for teaching and learning, Professor Madaje, the Deputy Vice Chancellor responsible for research, innovation and partnership, Professor Singh, members of the Council, the Chairperson of the Council, and Advocate Bongo, the Registrar of University of Limpopo, Prof. Masha, Dean of Student, Dr. Masipa, Executive Deans of Faculty, Directors of Schools, Deputy President of the SRC, Mr. Make, and the academic staff and members of Senate, supporting staff, members of clergy, sponsors, parents, guardians, and our graduates. More importantly, I would like to say to our graduates of the University of Limpopo, welcome again to this great University of Limpopo. Mr. Vice Chancellor, it is a moment of honor for me and the multitude of the University of Limpopo, alumni and convocation, and the graduates of this university on this tremendous achievement of our graduates. We also take this opportunity to welcoming this cohort to the University of Limpopo alumni and convocation structures. Members of the clergy will attest with me that in the story of Apostle Paul, as described in the Holy Bible, we are told that at a given point, after Paul fought multiple holy wars, he was arrested and kept in prison at Rome just before his death. What is interesting about this story of Paul is that he later writes to his friend. I would like to describe 2 points from this writing. The first point is that he asked Timothy to come for one final visit before his execution. He also asked Timothy to bring his cloak, the book, which some of the Bible versions refer to it as a scroll, and the parchment. Those were the most important items which describe him to his death. Secondly, he writes, I know you've heard about it a lot of time, but secondly, he writes again to Timothy and say, I have fought a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. In my home language of Sepedi, they say, mpapatlo, meaning when you are done fighting the wars, you must get mpapatlo. After a prolonged years, of course, of these tremendous challenges which you came across, of COVID-19, which disturbed your studies, of the Russian and Ukraine war, obviously made life expensive, and the life of a student become more expensive during this time. After the load shedding, where some of you missed their exam, their tests, because of network, because of challenges, but you stood strong. You had a faith. You are today thankful for your choice to stay in the path till the end. Hence today you are receiving your scroll, your parchment, and your clock. Like Timothy, the university is your friend, and you must honor your friend. Indeed, this morning you will be receiving your mpapatloro, and I'm sure that the Vice Chancellor will give you the mpapatloro like other students who passed here over the years. Just like what Apostle Paul did, he wrote to his friend Timothy, today, please keep the university as your friend, as your Timothy, and the only way to being closer to the university is by joining the alumni and convocation structures. The invitation you receive to come for your graduation contain a link which will help you update your details. Please use that link. That will help you to receive communications from the university. We also encourage you to join the University Alumni and Convocation Association. As a graduate of the university, you automatically become its alumni and a convocation member. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Alumni and Convocation Executive Committee as alumni and members of convocation. Your name will certainly be added onto our convocation roll. We invite you to remain involved in the life of your alma mater by joining your provincial chapters, various sectors of the association, and fully participating in various projects. Mr. Vice Chancellor, we as alumni and convocation of this great institution of Nkgopotse Tiro, the University of Limpopo, we would like to celebrate you. Your time in this university marks a tremendous experience. You have provided a solution for us and for Africa. What is important is that you have never dropped the standard of this beloved institution. We took a resolution in our last conference in December when we had it in Durban. We took a resolution that we're going to celebrate your life in this university. And we'd like to thank you. And we remind you that we love you. This university will never be here if you were not here. So we want to put it clear that we love you for keeping this university. Even during tough times, you know, some of you, all generation will have seen one way or the other that the Vice Chancellor must fall. But at the end of the day, you remained. Finally, allow me to welcome our fellow men and women in the University of Limpopo Alumni and Convocation Association. As we teach our children in schools, as we become better social workers wherever we are, as we sit in the boards, the subcommittee, we lead government, when we lead the business, remember one thing, you are charged with one thing and one thing only, and that is to finding solution for Africa. Maibuye Africa.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the undergraduate degrees of the university on those graduates whose names appear in the program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer the undergraduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present the following graduates whose names appear in the program and have complied with the requirements of the degree Bachelor of Education in Foundation phase. Baloi Pesi. Chauke Nkensani. Komba Ntombi. Khwale Dimpho. Khosa Somia. Khosa Samkeliwe. Komane Dimakatso. Leshabane Maite. Mako Balunkile. Matlane Tshepiso. Mafafu Phuthi. Magane Thapelo. Makhubela Maria. Malahle Petronel. Malahlela Ramaisela. Maluleke Sipiwe. Mampuri Makungu. Manamela Khabo. Mangena Mapula. Mapaya Mukiti. Masemula Ntsheke. Mashaba Mpanyani. Mashiru Gift. Mashiru Lucia. Mashele Tsatsi. Mashile Tukisho. Mashilo Tlakudi. Mashilwane Lungelo. Matebula Beauty. Matebula Ntwanano. Matobela Nkapele. Matlakala Makatikela. Matsimela Kamorelo. Matsimela Selaelo. Melo Raisibe. Mitilene Mahlori. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present the following graduates whose names appear in the program and have complied with the requirements of the degree Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and Further Education and Training Teaching. Apane Tukelo. Baloi Yuka. Baloi Malwandlo. Baloi Respect. Baloi Rulani. Baloi Tsakani. Baloi Tsako with distinction in electrical systems and control. Baloi Tsembekani. Bapela Buhlali. Villa Salvador with distinctions in critical language awareness and remote sensing and GIS. Budirwa Katlego. Bushomane Machweni. Chabalala Hitekani with distinction in classroom research in history. Chabalala Hlavutelo with distinction in classroom research in history. Chabangu futhi. Chauke Ngengani. Chauke Ntokoto with distinction in critical language awareness. Chilwane Estrid. Chokwe Ramasel. Chula Chweni with distinction in electrical systems and control. Kosa Nobile, distinction in metabolism for life science educators. Diala Mamuluko, distinction in advanced financial accounting and classroom research in accounting. Tulamo Makwena, Gadebe Malebo, Hlungwane Treasure. Kekana di Makacho. Khatla Mulatelo. Khatle Makoma, distinction in classroom practice in life orientation. Khodu Lizzie. Khole Katlego. Khotsoko Kamorelo. Khwebane Koketso. Khoza Cillian. Khoza Lekhema. Khoza Rulani. Khoza Tebogo, distinction in metabolism for life science educators. Kumalo Sandra, distinction in classroom research in history. Kungwane Flora. Koma Bonolo. Koma Nikulufelo. Koma Pe Chweni. Konanani Azindwini, distinction in advanced study of aspects in Chivenda. Koto Tumelo, distinction in classroom research in accounting. Kubai Julia. Kumape Matapo. Langa Adelaide. Lebepe Maposa. Lebepe Tibatso. Lebutsa Tato. Distinction in remote sensing and GIS and classroom research in English. Letwaba Moshe. Letwaba Hunadi. Lelahane Makabo. Lelengwa Tato. Leopeng Lebogang. Lishilo Pueletso. Lisufi Sepaile. Lewele Ntabise. Lubisi Nosipho. Lubisi Olile. Lusenga Sbongile. Make Mampche. Make Ntswaki. Mabala Masiba. Mabasa Shichavu with distinction in electrical systems and control. Mabaso Confidence. Mabila Pumla. Mabukela Machweni. Distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Mabulane Mutsatsi. Mabunda Maka. Mabunda Nsovo with distinction in critical language awareness. Mabunda Nyumi, distinction in classroom research in history. Mabunda Miranda. Mabunda Neo. Mabusela Kabelo. Mabengwakwana. Distinction in critical language awareness and remote sensing and GIS. Machaba Denga, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Machaba Phala Kumujo, distinction in classroom practice in life orientation and advanced study of aspects in North Sotho. Machaka Mohlaro, distinction in classroom research in accounting and classroom research in economics. Machete Matiti, Machete Zanele, Machika Joseph, Machimane Tumelo, Madike Given, Michaela Khanyago, Maeko Katlego, Maeko Suela, distinction in classroom research in accounting. Maela Machweni, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Maipa Manapi, Maisela Robert, distinctions in advanced financial accounting and classroom research in accounting. Mafolo Acacia, Marabane Katlego, Maratsela Tiero, Mahumane Neo, Mahlaba Lebogang, Mahlake Victor, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Mahlakwane Katlego, Mahlani Tumelo, distinction in metabolism for life science educators. Mahlangu Sibongile, Mahlanya Happiness, Mahlaule Tsovelo, Mahlauli Nhlaluko, Mahlo Maluban, distinction in classroom research in accounting. Mahopo Tabo, Maifala Mapula, distinction in classroom research in economics. Maila Mutubazi, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Maja Morongwa, Mahaba Lisibi, distinction in critical language awareness. Mahata Tabu, distinctions in metabolism for life science for educators. Fundamentals of linear algebra. Classroom research in mathematics. And classroom research in life science. Mahobelele Tshepiso. Maketa Mutseki, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Makhubela Nzalama, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. And classroom research in geography. Makhubele Dumisani, Magondo Rishili, Magondo Vutlari, Magongoza Fano, distinction in advanced study of aspects in Chivenda. Makua Tsuba, Malapane Malcon, Malapane Victor Fred, Malapane Mukibelo, Malachi Evidence, distinction in electrical systems and control. Malachi Haurelo, distinction in classroom research in mathematics. Malachi Mabotse, distinction in metabolism for life science educators. Malatsi Thabo, Malebana Pilad, Malerodi Khomotso, Malepe Judith, Malepe Kamurelo, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Malepe Kwena, distinction in electrical systems and control. Malepe Matsidiso, Malepe Tumelo. Malesa Thabo. Malesa Karabo. Distinction in classroom research in history. Malesa Mahlatsi. Malinda Responsible. Distinction in electrical systems and control. Maliva Tondani. Maluka Priscilla. Maloma Mutsile. Distinctions in advanced study of aspects in North Soto and classroom practice in life orientation. Malomane Precious. Maluleke Brilliant. Maluleka Masana. Manamela Puti. Manamela Kariso. Mankena Nesta. Mangena Makatani. Mangena Tukisho. Mangwatu Kutumi. Mankwe Peturo. Mankwe Sidikwe. Distinction in electrical systems and control. Manuka Nditseni. Mapaya Tshepiso. Mapanga Hlanginepo. Distinction in electrical systems and control. Maponya Muyagabo. Maponya Tulani. Mapunya Sinyani. Maraka Makas. Marakalala Matumi. Maramane Siyabonga. Maripane Chigofacho. Marule Kakarecho. Masemola Pomolo. Masemola Tabelo. Distinction in fundamentals of linear algebra. Mashabela Mokhetwa. Mashavela Mokoena. Mashala Mapula, distinction in remote sensing and GIS. Mashau Tebogo, distinctions in critical language awareness and classroom research in history. Mashatula Sophia. Mashiru Ayanda. Mashele Temba. Mashele Tintswalo. Mashia Nitisetsu. Distinction in critical language awareness. Mashilo Keletsu, distinction in electrical systems and control. Mashishi Dikeleti. Mashita Manare, distinction in classroom practice in life orientation. Maswanganyi Damsam, distinction in classroom research in economics. Matlou Matlule, distinction in metabolism for life science for educators. Matsila Thabo, Matsubeng Ouma, Madira Lebogang, Matsimela Lethabo, Matwani Matumi, Matimani Poteo, Mbalati Mielani, Mbowane Nhlamulo, Matama Tahadi, Matabata Ramatsoban, Mate Constance, distinction in classroom research in geography and advanced study of aspects of North Sotho. Mateba Kabelo, Matebula Tsunisani, Matebula Hlulani, distinction in fundamentals of linear algebra. Matebula Lesedi, Matebula Lungelo, Distinction in metabolism for life science for educators. Matebula Nelly. Matebula Promise. Matebula Winnie. Distinction in critical language awareness. Matete Makotso. Matete Ronald. Matia Lebeko. Distinction in introduction to research in education. Matibidi Ntsetse. Matibidi Nyakala. Matlala Bogoshi. Matloga Machie. Mboweni Kamuelo. Mbungela Meron. Mbuyani Kayalake. Mbuwane Fezile. Mdanga Kulani. Mehlape Motsatsi. Melo Lesiro. Mkiba Seren. Maleni Kodesa. Mhlanga Natasha. Distinction in classroom research in history. Mhlaba Nkateko. Mhlanga Tamika. Mhlanga Amukelani. Mhlongo Misho. Mhlongo Sunday. Distinctions in critical language awareness. Contemporary South African history and classroom research in history. Mini Dineo. Miyambonzako. Mkabela Lucas. Distinction in classroom research in mathematics. Mukachwa Cebisa. Mkize Kanyisile. Distinctions in critical language awareness, contemporary South African history, and classroom research in history. Mlambo Fortunate. Mola Manhlomereng. Mnisi Clearance. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present the following graduates whose names appear in the program and have complied with the requirements of the degree Bachelor of Social Work. Baloi Khalaletso. Baloi Khanyisa. Shabangu Petronella. Karimunenga Tinotenda. Distinctions in electives and externship. Khosa Lindokuhle. Distinction in electives. Khumalo Tintswalo. Lizate Kumbuso. Lilimu Kudani. Mabapa Nonkulunga. Mabila Nobuhle. Makeke Lebogang. Makhoba Piarani. Makola Mushibudi. Malapane Naum. Distinction in externship. Malema Masetlani. Malepe Mabatu. Manchidi Seropoche. Manike Maidon. Maputla Nkao. Marau Mivuyo. Masemola Aaron. Distinction in research project. Masuku Nomtandazo. Matibe Godrich. Matlala Bohlale. Matsebula Nonduduzo. Mukabela Kenli. Mukari Gracia. Metle Mapula. Mukwena Ruth. Murifi Agnes. Musana Ayanda. Nkopodi Tshepiso. Nkuna Ntsako. Rakhabane Makosha. Ramulimi Mpho. Ramushai Emily. Sandleleni Innocentia. Sifara Mamukhola. Sijaphala Nkaki. Tlou Mulalo.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, we heard very well the choir singing. Ntate Ntekeles Yanamarena. Kubo ya thuto, ke tšhaba dipuo tša batho. Ka nnete batho ba bolela. Bjale bana ba lena šiba, ba ruteile kudu, ba bolela ba ka sa bolela. Can we give the choir a big round of applause for entertaining us? Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of everybody, the campus, the university, the province, and even the nation at large, would like to thank you very much for presiding over this ceremony. If my memory serves me well, you have hardly missed a single graduation ceremony in the past 20 years. This makes you one of the longest serving and the best vice chancellors in the country, and even Africa as a whole. Can we give him a big round of applause, please? In a nutshell, Mr. Vice Chancellor, you are a very good captain. Whether we are in calm seas or stormy seas, your effective leadership skills have always come to the fore to ensure that we remain as one of the best universities in the country and even internationally. As an example, here we are today celebrating the achievements of your and our students. For all this, we would like to say in Northern Sotho, "Ria le leboha kudu." Can we give him the last round of applause, please? Mr. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, we as the university support the idea that united we stand, divided we fall. We therefore highly appreciate the support that we receive at all times from our council and alumni and convocation members who are today represented by the chairperson of council, Mr. Panderani Neforobodwe, who is seated in front here. Advocate Bongo, he's also seated in front here, as well as Mr. Mansu. Your support is highly appreciated, and we can never take it for granted. Can we also give them a big round of applause? Mr. Vice Chancellor, a leader can only become a good leader if he's surrounded by capable deputies. In other words, when spiders unite, they can tie down a lion. In this regard, we'd also like to thank Professor Singh for her presence and being so supportive. Mr. Vice Chancellor, our thanks also go to the Archbishop Koma, who led us in prayer. In fact, I forgot, he's not only an Archbishop, he also has a PhD. Can we give him a big round of applause? However, we are grateful for the constructive message that he delivered, especially indicating that prayer and faith are very important in our lives. And indeed, his prayer confirmed the fact that when God is in charge, things go well. In other words, Modimo a le teng, hayo mathata. Can we give him the last round of applause, please? Without educated youth, this country will have no future. However, as you have heard and seen, we are very grateful for the constructive message delivered by Mr. Make, the SRC Deputy President, with leaders of his caliber. I think, and we all think this country is going to be in good hands when some of us are in retirement. Can we also give him a big round of applause? We'll also like to thank Mr. Mansu, who is representing our Alumni and Convocation Association, for his uplifting message. As a university, indeed, we cannot achieve much without support from our former students. With their support, this university is bound to retain and even reach greater heights. Well, if there is a party in your family and nobody attends your party, you'll be dancing and speaking to the walls alone. And people then will start to doubt your mental health. So with us, as you have seen, the hall is full. It is full because we say, "Muthu ki muthu ka batho." We are very grateful to all the guests. I may not mention all of them, but we are highly, highly appreciative of their support. Furthermore, we would also like to thank our academics, starting with the Dean of Students, Dr. Masipa, seated in front here, executive deans, namely Prof. Siweya, if you may raise your hand. Let's give him a big round of applause. Professor Mautu, also seated in front there. Prof. Sibanda. And lastly, Prof. Mutiba. These are the executive deans who were in charge of the studies of your children. But we also add that under their guardianship, we also have directors of school and other support services, professors, senior lecturers, and junior lecturers who took care of the studies of your children. Can we also give them a big round of applause, please? Now, to parents and sponsors and relatives, we'd also like to thank you very much for supporting your children. We know that these days things are very expensive, but you told yourself that you would do everything to ensure that your children receive decent education. You have given your children inheritance that is not going to be stolen from them. Today, I trust you are very proud of your children. And for some of the families, you are going to have a first graduate in the family. And some of you, of course, will be aiding the second or third graduate in the family. I was impressed by the families, all of you. But I saw so many balois, so many matabulas, and some of them can dance very well. Mr. Chancellor, I would also like to thank our registrar, Professor Masha, the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Malashela, supported of course by Assistant Registrars, Mr. Tloti, Ms. Matla, Ms. Ngobo, and so on, and all staff of course from committee relations, assistant registrars in faculties, principal, admin officers, as well as secretaries for the wonderful job. As you can see, the hall is beautiful because of the good work by marketing, communication, and the logistics division under the leadership of Mr. Khomie Swana and his colleagues. To them we say thank you very much. Now to our beloved students, we'd also like to thank you for working very hard in your studies. And we know, as we said earlier, you were faced or confronted by a very strong enemy, COVID-19, but you persevered as you have done. And I know some of you, you did your practicals as teachers and even as social workers under very difficult circumstances. But you succeeded because you told yourselves that minati yalifasi, I fail. Ufela mutu. To you, education was your priority. We know that in this world, as you did, that your studies come first because a boyfriend is going to love you and sometimes leave you alone. But education is your partner for life. For those who are already working, as Ntate Make said, do not forget your parents. At least give them one of your salaries. A full one. The whole of it. Fortunately, the scriptures, in other words, the Bible, also support this. You can go and check from Ephesians chapter 6, verses 2 to 3. Honor your father and mother so that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life. In this vein, as is your graduation day, there's no harm if you are going to dance as you were dancing, and you can dance to this gospel song. I was also dancing when I came here. It is titled, Ngena Noha Nizizukulwane Zakho. Our graduates, you achieved success because of the assistance you got from your parents, your sponsors, and academics here. For this reason, we humbly request you to take to your feet, in other words, stand up, and you thank your parents at the back, your relatives, your brothers and sisters, who took the trouble to be with you today. So can you stand up, you wave your heads, and say thank you very much. Whilst you are still standing, can you also thank, as you had, possibly this could be the last year of the VC being on campus. He was your father, your grandfather, your teacher. And today here you are graduating. And some of you, as I said, have already bought cars. because of his efforts. Can you give him the biggest thank you message together with his capable team? You say, thank you, VC. Thanks very much. You may take your seats. Lastly, on a somber note though, we are all aware that the roads are very dangerous. Therefore, we